Appraisal of REO and foreclosure properties. Chapter 1, Default and Foreclosure, page 23, Lack of Financial Education.
Lack of financial education. In situation after situation regarding default and foreclosure, a common lament of borrowers is, "I didn't understand what I was getting into." In obtaining mortgages, borrowers were depending on professionals to protect their interest. However, in many cases, it is clear they did not receive the desired protection. Many borrowers were steered by mortgage professionals into risky loan products that they did not understand, with disastrous results. The option arm loan, popular during the lending boom, was an unfortunate example of this. Before the last financial crisis, option arms, sometimes marketed as a pick-a-pay mortgage, were a popular home loan option. The borrower had the option of making payments in one of four ways. 1. A 30-year amortized loan payment. 2. A 15-year amortized loan payment. 3. An interest-only payment, usually only available for the first 10 years. 4. A 1% negative amortization payment. An article by World Property Channel, www.worldpropertychannel.com, in March of 2011 stated February's data also showed a 23% increase in option arm foreclosures over the last 6 months, far more than any other product type. In terms of absolute numbers, option arm foreclosures stand at 18.8%, a higher level than subprime foreclosures ever reached. In addition, deterioration continues in the non-agency prime segment. Both jumbo and conforming non-agency prime loans showed increases in foreclosures and were the only product areas with increases in delinquencies. Option arm loans are no longer being offered, as they are not permitted under the Qualified Mortgage (QM) rule that was enacted by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. However, many borrowers still have them and have been unable to refinance out of them. Foreclosures on option arm loans still occur today, even though the loan might have been originated 10 or more years ago. End of page.
Page 24, De-interested Third Party.
Disinterested third party. While one can argue that the individual is ultimately responsible for his or her actions, it is important to keep in mind that the one individual in a mortgage transaction who has no personal interest in making the loan is the appraiser. The borrower and the lender have a vested interest in the loan going through. Each reaps a benefit from a successful deal. The appraiser is the only disinterested third party and must act in an independent, impartial, and objective manner, without regard to personal interest or the client's cause. Appraisers do not qualify borrowers, offer loan terms, or underwrite mortgages. An appraiser's compensation or future employment cannot be contingent upon the value of the property or the successful closing of a loan. An appraiser's proper role in the origination of a mortgage loan is that of an objective provider of valuation services. End of page.
Page 25, Appraisal Opportunities.
Appraisal opportunities. As human beings, we should take no delight in the misery of others. The large number of mortgage defaults and foreclosures in the United States is certainly no cause for celebration. Nevertheless, defaults and foreclosures represent business opportunities for appraisers. Appraisals may be needed for pre-foreclosure, loan workouts, short sales, sheriff sales, asset evaluation, once the lender has taken title to the property, mortgage loan for new purchaser. We will chronicle these appraisal business opportunities in greater detail in subsequent chapters. End of page.
Page 26, Chapter Summary.
Chapter Summary. In this chapter, we began by defining the differences between default and foreclosure that could lead to a property becoming real estate owned, REO. The reasons for default are many and varied, but most tend to happen early in the loan and are most often the result of a life event. We then stress that lenders incur great cost in a default and in the subsequent ownership of real estate. Next, we looked at the market for foreclosures and discovered that there is an active foreclosure market. We also learned that professional appraisal services may be required in all phases of this process. It's time for our first end of chapter quiz. End of page.